Hello guys, welcome to Football Horizon. So now we are going to review the Group D, a pretty interesting group with France and Denmark in it. I have Abhishek with me as always when we are going to start with Group D previews. So what do you think on Group D, Abhishek? Obviously Denmark is the dog horses of this World Cup. So what do you think on
Yeah,
Group D?
I think France and Denmark have pretty good chance to qualify, but
Yeah,
we cannot pinpoint that Australia and Tunisia they're gonna play bad. World Cup is something where every team performs their best, every player performs their best because everyone in the world has eyes on. So
yeah,
we cannot just dismiss that Australia is going to come last and Tunisia is going to come last. Let's see what happens. But also the team structure where France we have we have all seen in the news the disputes between the French teammates.
yeah.
That's going to play a role, of course. And in Nkunku was a big blow
Big blow for them,
for
yeah.
France. He has been performing really well in the Champions League. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I
let's see
think
what happens
I think let's probably
in
look
that
at the
group.
France squad first since we're speaking about them. A pretty strong
Yeah,
squad, but I think what they will be missing is not only Nkunku. I feel N'Golo Conte and Paul Pogba are two other things they're going to miss. Other thing they have to be, I
yeah,
think the World Cup curse, whatever is it, if it follows, I think it's a big blow for them because I think they are one of the standout teams
yeah,
and getting knocked out on a group stage would be very embarrassing. So it would be very difficult on how things go. But I think they have a very decent squad. I think probably Loris or Ariola will start. One of them will start on the goal. They have two Hernandez in the defense. I think we are pretty strong. Pavard, Conde, William Saliba has been a beast this season for Arsenal. And Upamecano has played excellently for Brazil. And Varane is just recovering from injury. So probably he might come later into the tournament if they qualify to the knockout rounds, and I think pretty strong midfield as well. But I think they'll definitely miss the likes of Pogba and Conte. Kamavinga will be one player, and Chomani will be another player who probably we should watch out for. Two youngsters. I think Benzema has
yeah,
been tremendous
yeah.
as always.
Matteo Guendouzi, he plays
Yeah,
for Marseille. He's also
he's
decent.
also very important. The ex-Arsenal player. Rabiot has always played well for France, irrespective of his performance at Juventus. So I think probably
Yeah,
Benzema, Griezmann, Dembele has had a pretty good start to the season under Xavi. So it will be very important to see how Dembele performs for the team. And I think Coman has been decent, and obviously Mbappe, and probably Mbappe will start on the left wing with Benzema on the right. So Benzema in the center and probably Griezmann or Dembele on the right. So what do you think? Do you think Kante and Pogba are a big miss, or I think it is still manageable considering the squad depth that they have?
yeah, for sure. Because Kante and Pogba, they really used to complement each other in that
Yeah.
midfield. We used to dream that as a Chelsea fan, we could get somehow get Pogba and uh, we might pair them in that midfield.
Yeah.
We used to dream, but they're gonna miss because they were really crucial in the last World Cup when they won. Really crucial for winning that World Cup.
Yeah.
And they used to they were Pogba and Kante were the kind of players who is where they used to complement for the attack also.
Yeah.
Uh, when without the ball they used to defend like a beast, and with the ball, Pogba is really one of the
Yeah.
best creator as a central midfielder.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna miss that, but not that much because Shomeni and Kamavinga, I think these two youngsters will perform out of the teeth.
Yeah.
From what I have seen, Shomeni is a really good defensive midfielder,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and
Any thoughts
he
on?
justifies that
Yeah.
100 million tag on him.
What do you think? They'll qualify or they'll get knocked out, depending on the curse.
I think I have to go for the qualification.
Okay.
I think they'll qualify. This team is too good to get knocked out. It's a
Yeah.
really good team.
Yeah. I think that's weird. I feel the curse might happen because I think they will probably not have a great midfield. I think let's probably
Okay.
review Australia second. So again, probably Duke is one of the players, and Boyle are two players probably that stand out. And Cummings also is a very decent player. Jackson Irvin is good in midfield. Again, probably not probably a standout team, but I think Matt Ryan is in the goalkeeping. So there are probably four five very experienced player in terms of big stages. What do you think on Australia? I think they have a tough start considering their first fixture is against France, and then probably they have Tunisia and Denmark. So I think it's kind of balances them. I think their match against Tunisia will be very crucial because if they lose against France, then they have to win against Tunisia, and then it with Denmark they might get a draw and they might still qualify. You never know. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, yeah, I think every time whenever Australia played, they had one player that would be standard player. Like in the recent World Cups, they had Tim Cahill who used to play
Yeah,
for Everton.
yeah. I think he just
Uh,
retired
in
few
that
days ago.
midfield, he used
Yeah,
to play. Yeah, and but now in this Australian team, apart from Matt Ryan, the goalkeeper, no one is such a who used to play for a good league.
yeah,
But that may play for their advantage also because it's really difficult for the other opposition team to pick the team.
yeah,
Means pick what kind of players these guys are, or to pick out that tactical thing where they can di- differentiate that. Sorry, and someone like Jackson Irvin and Riley
McGree.
McGree,
Yeah,
right? That's
yeah. It's
McGree.
McGree. Yeah,
Yeah, they have been. Yeah, they have been. I have seen them playing that. They play for Sydney. Sorry, I might be confusing with someone else.
yeah.
But they got a decent midfield, not a good midfield, and their forwards. I don't know anyone from their
I
forwards.
think
I don't know anyone from
Rylin
their
McGree is
defenders also. I think
currently yeah Rylin McGree is currently playing for Middlesbrough. So yeah,
okay,
Riley
okay,
McGree is
okay.
currently playing it. I think he probably is a Manchester City graduate. Wait, if I'm right.
Oh,
Sorry, it's not Manchester City. It's Melbourne City where he was playing. Sorry, my bad. So I think he currently is
yeah,
playing for Middlesbrough. He
yeah, yeah.
was for 2 years. He was on loan for Birmingham. So before that, he used to play for Adelaide United and Charlotte FC. So that's probably
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
yeah,
I've seen him there. I've seen him in that Melbourne City role,
yeah, yeah,
shirt jersey. So I might have confused with Sydney. Yeah,
yeah. So I
yeah.
think
They got a decent team.
yeah,
Let's see what happens. I think their match
yeah,
between Tunisia and
Australia.
Australia would be really crucial.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think let's probably look at Tunisia before we look at the dog horses. Uh, Again, probably not a great standout players. I would say not much, but again, Majbri is there. I think he has been pretty decent, and I think
yeah,
again it has to be a team performance for them. I think for Denmark and Tunisia, the clash against these two teams will become very crucial to see how they go about it because I think that match will probably decide if they have a chance to get qualification or not.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think these guys are most of them. I think they play in the Turkish league.
yeah.
They play in they have good experience. I think let's see what happens. As I said when describing Australia, they will have a tough time to play the bigger teams. But
Yeah,
if they can perform well against Australia, they might have a chance to qualification. Let's see
yeah.
what
I
happens.
think Wabi Kazri is one of the standout player, and I think he was born in France, so it will be probably for him to go against his own birth nation.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
yeah, the Tunisians and Algerians have a really good,
yeah.
and most of their players means
Like born in
as
yeah,
France was the
yeah.
colonizer, most of
They
them
were there.
play in France. Most of them grew up in France. They
Yeah,
speak French also. Most Tunisians speak French.
yeah,
I think they have a good no, they have good sense how France gonna play, how they gonna
yeah.
structure. tactical nuances that might help them against France.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and I think obviously we have to speak about the dog horses Denmark. I think
Denmark, yeah,
they have gone through a lot last time in the Euros. With Ericsson, Ericsson situation, the way they came back after that, they had a pretty good run, although they lost that match, and then I think they have very good leaders, from Simon Kjaer, Skamichael, Ericsson, Hoiberg, and probably Paulson. So I think it is a pretty strong squad. No one can ever underestimate Denmark. That's what they have been proving. They have been playing pretty well
yeah.
in all the matches. So probably one of the dog horses, and I would not be surprised if they go all the way to the semi-finals. So it will be interesting to see
Yeah,
how they
for sure,
how
for
they
sure.
go about. Any star players do
Yeah,
you think? I mean, there are too
and
many to name, but
I
still,
I'd like to say Mikkel Damsgaard,
yeah,
who's a young left winger. He can play as a cam also. I like him a lot as a prospect.
yeah,
Mikkel Damsgaard, he recently signed for Brentford. Uh, Again, Thomas Delaney will have that leadership role in the center midfield,
yeah,
along with Matthias Janssen, who also plays for Brentford.
yeah.
Christian Nordgaard, who is also a defensive midfielder who plays for Brentford. I think lot of them play for
From
Brentford,
Brentford,
right?
yeah,
Even their coach is Danish,
yeah,
Thomas Frank.
Thomas Frank.
Uh,
So
Joachim
it's
Andersen. When we say when we talk about Denmark, we have to talk about the centre back pairings. With
yeah,
Andreas Christensen, who used to play for Chelsea, now has signed for Barcelona.
Barcelona, yeah,
He's really good on that left hand side. And right hand side, sorry. And
yeah,
Joachim Anderson, I think he'll choose the left hand side of the centre back. Joachim Anderson, he has really performed out of his skin in the recent seasons.
yeah,
Uh, he's a main character for that Crystal Palace team.
yeah,
So we have to look out for the Joachim Anderson
yeah.
and Kasper Schmeichel. It will be his last
His
World
last
Cup
World Cup,
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
It will be his last tournament as well. I think he's going to retire after World Cup.
Yeah, so
And in attack, uh, Christian Eriksen is going to play a really important role
yeah,
for
yeah,
that as a creator, as a attacking midfielder.
and he has got
They
good
have a
game.
really good team. And,
Yeah, and he's got good game time under Ten
yeah,
Hag, so it will be nice. And he I think
yeah,
lately he scored his first goal for United as well. So I think he's slowly. I think he has always been in form. Probably one bad match I think he had against Brentford itself when United got thrashed 4-0. So I think
yeah,
apart from that, I think he has been a very pivoting midfielder for United. So it will be very interesting to see how they go about it.
yeah.
So what do you
Yeah.
think?
And Casper
Yeah.
Dolberg, he's a good striker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Dolberg, Paulson, and I think those two will be very important. So let's probably
yeah,
wrap up and move to Group E soon.